Hi, I'm Shanika Center, and I'm the Virtual Content Specialist for Middle School Science for Multilingual Learners and English Language Learners. This video is going to be a student-facing video that supports students when they're collecting the evidence and information that they need for Unit 4 Day 30's group project evidence collection, which they will use to create their claim about the cause of the algae blooms. So this is again for Unit 4, Day 30, and this is a student-facing video. Hi, I'm Shanika Center. I'm the Virtual Content Specialist for Middle School Science for Multilingual Learners and English Language Learners. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to collect evidence with your group for your final task for your Unit 4, Day 30 project, where you're going to be asked to create a claim about the cause of the algae blooms. In this project, you are expected to create a claim, like I mentioned, provide evidence to support your claim, and include an explanation about why sometimes the algae blooms happen and sometimes they don't. We are going to focus primarily on those two parts, so creating the claim and providing the evidence. You will have an opportunity to work independently on the other criteria. So let's get started. So before we get started, here are some instructions that you can follow to help you work through this process. So each slide has the name of the task that you will need to review. So you can find that in blue. You're going to review each of these tasks. And your answers for the task. Your tasks are going to look like this, which can be found in your student packet. So once you review each of these tasks and your answers, you're going to read the question in the yellow box. So this box right here. You're going to write your answer to the prompt or the question in the box that represents your number. So if you're group member 1, you're going to write your answer here. If you're number 3, you're going to write your answer here. So after you write your answer, you're going to work with your partner to create a group answer. All right, your first task is to review the Liftoff task, which can be found in your student packet. It looks like this. It's called The Mystery of the Algae Blooms. So review your answers to these prompts provided here. Once you're finished reviewing your answers, return back to this video. Now that you've finished reviewing your answers, you're going to respond to this prompt. Write a recap of the problem at the local lake. So in your box, you're going to write your answer. So what is the problem at the local lake? What's happening there? What are people seeing or experiencing that is causing an issue? Once each of your group members has written their answer, you guys are going to come up with a group answer. A way to do this is by taking the similarities between your answers. So if group member 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all talking about algae blooms in the lake, that's probably a good thing to include in your group answer. Once you've finished coming up with your group answer, continue on to the next task. Now that you've finished the Liftoff, you are going to review task number 1. In this task, you're going to review information on the lake. This work should already be done for you, so all you'll need to do is read the responses or the information that you put in this box. Again, this can be found in your student guide. Once you're finished reviewing, please return back to this video. Now in your box, You're going to write an explanation of why algal blooms happen some years, but not others. So in your box, respond to this prompt. Your response can include important phrases like weather, air fronts, ocean temperatures, climate, currents, all things that we learned about during task 1. When each group member has finished writing their answer, it's time to come up with a group answer. Remember to take similarities between all of the answers and include them in your group's answer. Once you're finished coming up with your group answer, it's time to move to the next task, task 2. During this task, we grew plants, we observed their changes, and we collected data. Please review this information. When you finish reviewing the information, please return back to this video. Now, in your box, you're going to write an explanation of the environmental factors that cause the lake's algal blooms. So think about what caused your plant to grow or not grow. Include some of those ideas in your answer. When you're finished writing your answer, it's time to come up with a group answer. Remember to use the similarities between all of the group members' answers and include that in your group answer. Now it's time for task 3, genetics or environment. In task 3, we watched a video about 2 twin brothers who were separated at birth. They were completely different because they were raised in different environments. Their DNA was still the same, but their environment influenced which genes were turned on and off. Once you finish reviewing this information, return back to this video. So in your box, you're going to write an explanation for whether the lake's algae blooms are caused by genetic and/or environmental factors. Once everyone has written their answer, it's time to come up with a group answer. Remember to include the similarities between all of the answers in the group's answer. So task 4, we talked about 2 different forms of reproduction, asexual and sexual reproduction. In the last video, we looked at the way that the bacteria that forms the algae blooms reproduces. The algae blooms, or the bacteria, reproduces through asexual reproduction. If you need a refresher, look back at your model. Now, using this information, answer this question. Does this better support the case for algae blooms being caused by genetics or environmental factors? Explain. This question is a little confusing, but all it's really asking you is, does asexual reproduction give you more evidence that the algae blooms are caused by genetics, or does it give you more evidence that the algae blooms are caused by environmental factors? Think about the way that genes are passed down through asexual reproduction. You can use these sentence starters here to help you. Once you're finished with your answer and all of your group members are too, it's time to come up with a group answer. Creating a group answer for this question may take a little bit more debate. So remember to include the similarities, and if there are any differences, work with your partner or your group members to come to an agreement. Now that we are finished collecting all of our evidence, it's time to make your claim. Are the lake's algae blooms caused by genetic and/or environmental factors? So what you're going to do is pick genetic or environmental factors, or both. You can use this sentence starter to help you create your claim. Then, using this paragraph frame in the evidence box, you're going to create your response. Make sure you use at least 3 pieces of evidence from 3 of the 4 tasks. You can pick any of the tasks that you would like.